maybe you lost the fight or maybe you got hurt real bad, and you have to decide mentally, like, what if this is what you want to do, if you want to stay here and continue to pursue this, or if you're just going to give up and go get a regular job and do what everybody else does. This fire can either like consume you, or you can catapult that.
It's the fear of everything I sacrificed to be able to do this is for nothing, you know? It's the fear of losing. I go in there, win or lose, it's on our head. Nothing's really at stake.
My name is Flores. I'm a mixed martial artist. I fight at 125 pounds, 135 pounds. My styles are boxing, kickboxing, wrestling. I've trained for about seven years now, since I was about 18 or 19. So a good while. You know, my training is rigorous. I train hard. I train every day, Monday through Friday, all day, work all weekend. So, you know, it's a lot of work, no play for me. So it's not the prettiest life, but it's what we signed up for sure.
My name is Brown Sugar Sammy. I've been training for almost half my life. I started training as a kid, nothing major. I try to train every day. Every day I have we meet here at 12 noon for team training, and every day we have a different objective, whether it be sparring or working on the cage or doing groundwork. I also implement a little bit of weightlifting into my regimen at nights, and just drilling. Try to be as consistent as possible. Well, I started boxing with my uncles when I was about 8. They're not really boxers, so it was really just more them helping me out, hit the bag, you know, little stuff. And I joined a little rinky-dink Taekwondo center when I was 12, till I was 14, 15. And I took a break from martial arts when I was like 16. And I got back into it when I was 17 and started boxing at a gym in Linwood. And I feel like that's when my spark for fighting came back, and I started taking it more seriously.
What separates me from most fighters is just my will to win and my want to hurt you, to be honest. A lot of guys come in and they want to fight like it's a point spar, or they're trying to win on the judges' cards. And to be honest, it's a loss for me if I go to the judges' cards. When it comes to the cage, it's just real easy for me to be better than somebody because I just have way more tools, way more assets, way more athleticism than most people that come into this cage. So I'm trying to take someone out, I'm trying to hurt them, make them cry and tap out in front of their whole family. So I definitely show that there's levels to this stuff.
I think that my striking makes me stand out. I think I have pretty good hands for my striking. I feel like I'm really aggressive and I'm good at staying in close and tight. No one's ever really caught me in any of my fights. This is the first, out of 12 fights, this is my first black eye. So I don't really get hit too much. And most people just try to wrestle me. They don't really want to strike with me.
So honestly, thankfully, I haven't had a lot of injuries myself. Maybe like small breaks of like toes or fingers here and there, nothing major. Once you start fighting, it's really not a big deal to you. Like, things happen and it just is what it is. It's part of the game. But I've cut people, I've bruised people up. I don't know if I've broken any bones yet. Hopefully I do soon though. I'm always trying to do that. That's definitely the goal. It's honestly a good feeling. You feel empowered in a way, and you feel a lot better than the other person, and you feel like you're breaking someone's will and you're breaking someone's spirit. And I don't know, it's a feeling that you really can't explain, but it's an addictive feeling for sure.
I actually, at the Taekwondo gym, it was a complete accident, but I accidentally broke some kid's collarbone. Cause we're messing around, and he like tried to tackle me, and I like stepped off and I tripped him, and the way he fell was just bad, and he like ended up breaking his collarbone, and I felt super bad. Yeah. Oh, I popped my rib out like 2 weeks out before my first MMA fight. And then I popped that out again the week of, and it's still kind of like, if I lift up my shirt and I would show you, one of my ribs is like stands out more than the other to this day.
Yeah, so before a fight, man, I mean, there's so much to explain. I can go on about this forever, but it's an intense feeling. I mean, we train hard, and I'm a killer, and I know that. Everybody knows that. With Sammy, I mean, that's a different story, you know? Like, there's a lot of guys in the gym who are humble, but Sammy's not one of those guys. And he's one of those guys that I'm always happy to put him in his place, to be honest. He thinks he's better than a lot of people in here, and I'm just not that guy. Like, he can get one over on someone else, but it's definitely not gonna be me. So, yeah, when we spar, I'm always getting the better of him. I hit harder, so I try to take it easy on him, but I mean, sometimes he's just one of those guys that gets on my nerves, you know? I gotta just put him in his place every time I'm standing in front of him and let him know who's the real king at 135.
Drake? All right, hold on, give me a second. Give me a second. I don't know how I'm gonna play this. Give me 1 second. I think Drake thinks he's all that, you know, with his lat muscles, looking like a bodybuilder. But I think he really just looks funny. Trying to be like the LFA champ, Javi Garcia, with his little Pringle-ass mustache. He's kind of boo-boo. He's kind of teased, kind of whack. I think he thinks he has hands, but he doesn't really have hands. I have hands and feet for him. He's really a little boy to me, honestly. I think he's this tall, and yeah, he can get my paws any day.
What I honestly think about Sammy's a great guy. Honestly, he's a good training partner. He's one of the first guys I started training with when I got here, just because we're in the same weight class. So yeah, we formed a bond. Honestly, in MMA in general, when you start to punch someone, you wake up at 8 a.m. early in the day to come swing at someone and try to knock them out and wrestle and drill. I mean, you trade a lot of blood, sweat, and tears with these guys, you know what I mean? So it starts to form like a brotherhood after a while, and these guys become like family to you, you know? So even when they step in the cage, I get nervous, because you care about these people, because you see them putting in the work just like you every single day, so yeah.
Drake's a cool cat. It's funny because Drake fought one of the homies here, Jonathan Powell. And yeah, he came in here, one of like the rival guys, and he turned out to be a really cool person, really cool friend, cool training partner. Love getting rounds with him. Yeah, he's a cool cat. I love working with him, honestly, yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people think that martial arts is like a big confidence booster, which it is. I'm not gonna say it's not. Physically, obviously, muscular strength, speed, cardio, things like that. But the biggest teacher is honestly discipline. Discipline is a huge thing that you can carry out in the rest of your life, not only in MMA, but in everything else that you do. So I think a big thing it's taught me is to stay humble, always work hard, respect others, work well with others, and you carry that into life, you can be very successful with a lot of things. And I think honestly, mixed martial arts side by side with life is like very similar. Even if your body is ready to go through hell, if your mind is not, it won't work for you. So you really have to be mentally stable and confident in what you're doing. You know, you go through things, you go through ups and downs, very high, sometimes low. So there's a lot of things you can learn from it, and I think that's the best thing I've taken from it, is that no matter what happens, there's always another day. You can always keep fighting, and that fight will never stop, basically.
Honestly, I feel like it's on our head. Nothing's really at stake. At the end of the day, I go in there, win or lose. I don't really win or lose anything. I'm an amateur, you know? But it's on our head, and it's all our ego, you know? It's the fear of losing. It's just the fear of that, having that stigma, like, oh, I lost, you know? Or maybe also I guess you could say it's the fear of feeling like everything I sacrificed to be able to do this is for nothing, you know?
I think that everybody that joins MMA somewhat becomes spiritual in some way, meditates in some way. Like I have a boxing coach that always tells me like fighting is really 80% mental and 20% physical. And from the outside it may look like it's all physical. We train to get bigger, to get stronger, faster. So it seems like it's all just based on the body, but really a lot of it is based on the mind and your spirit, and how your spirit is before the fight, leading up to the fight, how you're feeling. So I think a lot of fighters hit that point. Some comes earlier in their careers, some later in their careers, but you'll definitely hit a point where maybe you lost a fight or maybe you got hurt real bad, and you have to decide mentally like if this is what you want to do, if you want to stay here and continue to pursue this, or if you're just going to give up and go get a regular job and do what everybody else does. But at the end of the day, if your spirit and your mind is weak, you're not going to be able to step in the cage and do what you want to do.
So MMA has helped me out in a crazy way actually. It's kept me out of a lot of trouble over the years, and it's kept me surrounded by good people and good energy. I wouldn't say I stay in Paramount. I wouldn't say my city is that dangerous or anything, but in my area, there's just a lot that goes on, and for sure, being in here has like separated me from all types of crazy scenarios and situations. Me personally, I do feel like I'm in a meditative state, especially when the rounds get tough. I'm definitely in a meditative state, and it does make me feel some type of spirituality. MMA's helped me in various ways. I feel like it's made me more of a conscious person. It's definitely relaxed me. I feel like maybe before I was a little eager or tense or anxious, and I feel like coming out of here, I definitely leave a little enlightened, a little bit more relaxed, and it makes you, I feel like, a little bit more empathetic to people, and it reminds you that you're human. You know, you're very touchable, and the person next to you is very touchable, and some people might use that and see it as like, oh, I get to take advantage of somebody, but I feel like most martial artists see it as we're all human and we should all be respected, and you know, we're more delicate than anything, you know.